water cooler talk is the most important thing because you're competing with the guy who binged everything that night, and now I can't talk to him about the show we like anymore because
he's going to spoil everything. Larry Ellison and his son, they took that over, and now they're trying to buy Netflix. So
that's crazy, like the monopolization of
media, traditional media, digital media, digital loosely.
Who was it? Warner Brothers
over.
was trying to get Netflix. What was it? Paramount has my money forever. Paramount owns Frasier, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and all the Star Trek. I'm like, y'all can do all your protesting. I'm like, they got me.
We're driving views right now. The Frasier.
I mean, the Avatar: The Last Airbender, whose movie just got leaked on the internet.
Avatar was huge.
Yes,
Avatar was, especially when we worked together. Avatar was man.
And they tried to bring it back with the same.
You were an Avatar fanatic.
I still
am.
You
were all about it.
I am still.
You had the bald cap, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was Gandhi. I forget.
But that was Gandhi. But it touched me. Avatar touched me deeper than anything's ever touched me, and so is Star Trek, and so is Frasier.
I know. Okay, I didn't know that about Frasier. I didn't know Frasier.
Paramount, you got me. Like, so I've been telling people for the past couple of years, I'm like, my real dream, I want to be president of Paramount, but then Paramount got bought by who? Skydance or whatever?
Yeah, the Ellisons.
I have no chance now.
Yeah, the Ellisons. Yeah, the billionaire.
I have no chance of getting into Paramount now.
Larry Ellison and his son, they took that over, and now they're trying to buy Netflix. So
that's crazy, like the monopolization of
media, traditional media, digital media, digital loosely.
Who was it? Warner Brothers was trying to get Netflix. What was it?
Paramount Skydance is trying to buy Warner Brothers, but Netflix was also had a competing bid for Warner Brothers, but Skydance outbid them.
Oh, okay.
With a hostile takeover to basically be like, they wanted to sell it to Netflix. I think I'm saying this right.
Yes,
they wanted to sell it to Netflix. Yeah. And they were like almost pinned to paper, but then they had a hostile takeover.
What does that mean?
Paramount. Basically, they're like, we're going to go directly to your shareholders and be like, whatever they're giving you per share, we're going to give you this much more per share. So whatever ink is on the table, just know this shit is here, and you go directly to the board. And
they had to do it.
Well, and it worked. I mean, it worked. It's still in like, litigation and antitrust and everything, and we'll see what the Trump administration does. But there was like a big letter with a bunch of actors and people who are like, we don't want this to go through. This is awful. This is the consolidation of media is not a good thing. It's not a net positive. But
Netflix makes Netflix makes really great stuff sometimes, and there are a lot of people who come home after work and the first thing they do is mindlessly look at Netflix and select something, which is amazing.
Right.
But my issue is the dump everything at once.
I feel like they're trying to kind of backtrack away from that. I think it worked for a time. I think in the 2010s
we wanted that,
and plus I think that works now. I think that it's too much. It's too much of a glut, and then people are still hungry and demanding more. So it's just like, why don't we just drop feed everything like we used to do with traditional television, and the audience will still be there. We'll still have a fervor every single week instead of us dropping the whole fucking season at once. Everybody binge watches it like it's watching one episode, and then that's it.
And not everybody binge watches,
and then it's done.
That's my thing.
Or then it'll be a trickle of people watching, but you're not getting that. You're not getting those moments. You're not getting those social moments. Exactly, of something getting released weekly.
I think dumping it all at once ruins the water cooler talk of like, I just saw last week's episode.
You want to let it unfold.
And then Monday we're going to talk about next week's episode, and Monday we're going to talk about next week's episode. But now you're competing
and then it's in your head all the time. But now it's just like it got dumped. It's like a Love Island bloop. I watched the whole thing.
The show gets 24 weeks worth of Star Trek used to come out with 26 episodes in a season.
Well, and that's the thing too. Now with the consolidation of television and budgets being what they are, 24
but the work on
24 episodes became 22, became 18, became 12, and now a lot of them are less than 10 episodes.
When they come out with a new season of Star Trek,
it's almost like the British model.
And it's 9 episodes. I'm like, that's all you're giving me is 9 episodes of Starfleet Academy?
Yeah.
But the water cooler talk is the most important thing because you're competing with the guy who binged everything that night, and now I can't talk to him about the show we like anymore because
he's going to spoil everything. So there's the whole you're exactly right. The whole social construct of the back and forth of us collectively watch it. It's just like back in the day when TV first was like in the 50s and 60s. You had to sit down, whatever was on TV, everybody watched it. There was like 5 networks. Everybody knew about it. Everybody talked about it. So I think we're kind of retreating back to that a little bit with the streamers.
Is that what Netflix believes is driving their subscribers? Is that their subscribers want to be able to watch the whole season immediately, and that's why they do that?
I think initially it was. I think that was something that was different. Like, look at this, we're going to give you the whole thing. Yeah. You can watch it at your leisure. Yeah. But then they were like, people are just binge watching this. Yeah. Netflix and chill. It became like a societal thing. And now I think the cost benefit isn't as much there for them as maybe they had hoped, or maybe as much as it was. Plus, they're not investing as much in shows anymore. You had like House of Cards.
Oh yeah,
you had all of these huge. They were just like, we're buying. We're investing in all of these shows. We're gonna, big productions, big tent poles. And now that's not the thing anymore. Now they're scaling back, or they're retreating back, just like everything.
They used to have like 10 main shows that they were done. Yeah, you're right. They used to be,
and now they just have a couple. Like now they have a couple of cool tent poles. They still got a lot of comedy specials. Right. They still got a lot of documentaries. Those are cheap to produce. Yeah. But as far as like
big shows,
A-list, top tier, big shows. There's fewer and fewer. So I don't even watch Netflix as much anymore.
I know you don't. I'm like, you don't even know what One Piece is. You ain't watching One Piece live action. I know you're not.
No, I'm not.
It's a big deal for people like
One Piece is huge. One Piece is enormous, and that's like it's not as old as like Dragon Ball Z, but it's been around for a minute.
1998 or 1999.
Yeah, but it is really caught its stride.
1111 of that manga.
I feel like it's kind of interesting that came out in like 98, 99. It has really exploded, and then you look at something like DBZ that came out 10 years earlier, and it really exploded 10, 15 years ago. Once they translated everything, it was just like
Dragon
DBZ.
Ball Z definitely is.
Man, I'm a big you want to talk about a fandom? I'm a big DBZ.
It still
fan.
is the greatest anime, or the most influential anime of all time.
Oh my goodness!
But the thing is, One Piece isn't over yet.
Is it still going? So they're still making new.
Yeah, I'm on chapter 1111, and I'm 50 chapters behind.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the creator of One Piece and the Netflix people are super kind to Oda Sensei. They're always like, we did everything he said, and Netflix didn't do that for every creator of different shows they want. But they're like, with Oda and One Piece, we're gonna listen to what he's saying.
Interesting.
And I'm bringing this up because I consider One Piece to be the new Odyssey. I'm not even joking. Listen, One Piece is still in its first iteration. He hasn't finished it yet. The Odyssey, the Bible, a lot of stories, you got to realize we're experiencing the first version of it. They're going to keep telling this story. Harry Potter will still be around 200 years from now. They're going to tell some weird version of Harry Potter that's not what we really saw, but it's more fit for their times, and I believe that One Piece will live.
Boy, that's a take.
It is. I believe it.
That is a take.
And there are a lot of fake One Piece fans. There are a lot of fake One Piece fans out here.
I'm not one of them. I'm not.
I'm like, we used to get beat up for this stuff. You're acting. This girl I follow, I'm on her close friend. She don't realize I got her muted. I looked at her close friend. She said about to read the Bible and watch One Piece. I'm like, what them got in common?
Man.
Except being really long.
Wow.
Books. But no, I am a very big One Piece fan.
Yes, I can feel it. He's like on a boat. He's got a thing.
Yeah,
I love boats.
It's about freedom.
Oh.
One Piece is about freedom.
Wow.
It's about slavery.
Oh.
It's about freedom and slavery.
Wow, okay.
That's about it.
That's intriguing.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you have to get very deep in to understand that. But Netflix, the two biggest shows of Netflix of the past 3 or 4 years has been Avatar Netflix and One Piece Netflix. I'm like, why do they want my money so bad?
Is it the biggest thing on Netflix or the biggest thing recommended? Well, I guess the Netflix have taken over those shows.
Those shows get $110 million budgets. Wow. That's why you don't see as many shows.
Dude, for real? Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Like $15 million an episode.
Wow. That's how they used to do television.
Yeah.
But speaking of television, and I know you are a boxer, a fighter, a combatsman of sorts. Today, whenever you're watching this, but today, the day we're filming, Ronda Rousey is making her comeback to, I don't even know if it's the octagon. I guess it is. It's, somebody said she's just boxing, but no, she's fighting.
It's not a boxing match, is it?
No, I don't think it's boxing. I think it's like fighting. The mural I saw was like somebody doing.
If there's a kick in the marketing.
There was a high kick in the marketing.